Hello everyone, it's Grandpa Hickory. Welcome to my video. I got my tea. Hope you got your coffee or your tea. It's kind of late morning here. I had to take my rescue cat Milo, I had to take to the veterinarian, to get his shots. Once a year you have to take him in. He got another rabies tag, so I got it for him. I never do put a collar on him. I just keep those tags and keep all the records together of his medical records, and all my little kitties, I keep all their medical records. I was thinking today, I was remembering about being in elementary school years ago, back in the 1960s, and John F. Peeler Elementary School. This is in Dallas, Texas. I lived on Pembroke Street, and John F. Peeler was located on the corner of Llewellyn and Pembroke Street. So I didn't have very far to walk. I think I walked about, I guess you're about 12 houses up the road, and I was there at the school. But back then, the neighborhoods, they were so peaceful and quiet, and it was free from alarm, free from fear. You could walk all over your neighborhoods and everything, and nobody would bother you. People were friendly. They would sit on their porches, and elderly people, you could walk up to them and talk to them. They'd be out on their front porch, rocking in the rocking chair. They'd say, "Hello there, young man. How are you doing today?" They called me youngin. They said, "Hello there, youngin. How are you doing today?" I said, "I'm doing okay." I'd go up and talk to them. We'd pass the time of day. They would tell me about stories back in the 1920s. They would tell me things about the biplanes that they flew into fields all out in that area. Back then it was mostly woods and open fields, and the biplanes would just come flying in, and they would land, and then they'd take off again. Evidently they were learning how to fly, and the instructor would have them fly around. They were double seat, one in front of the other, and the instructor was in the back and the student was in the front. So this is what they did, but they were telling me about it. They told me about the mail planes of the 1920s, the U.S. mail, and that they would come in all kinds of weather. I don't care if it was snow, ice, whatever it was, and they would land in these big long fields, and they had those big duffel bags full of mail, and they would unload them, and the postmaster would, pull them inside. They had like a big wagon that they pulled over the ice and snow. They would pull them back inside. Then he'd have a cup of coffee and a cinnamon roll or something, or a donut, and because they always provided that there at the post office. They were friendly back then, people. People were just different folk back then. And so anyway, they would get back in their mail plane, and they would take back off into that icy mist, flying their biplanes, and they would leave, fly to the next stop, and that's what they did. And I thought, wow, isn't that something? Isn't that something? But at John F. Peeler School, I had friends that were really friends. I mean, they were friends back then. People were just different than what they are nowadays. I mean, they all got along. There wasn't anybody trying to step on your toes or get in front of you. And we didn't have any "I'm better than you are's." We didn't have them kind of people. We had just plain people, good people, decent people that loved God and loved America. And it was such peaceful days. I'll never forget those days when friends were friends. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'm Grandpa Hickory. You have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye from Texas.